Hello and welcome to On the Road to COP27. Now we are in Sharm el-Sheikh at the conference venue for COP27 where it's happening. And of course on the program today I'll be talking to the country director for WWF, NACHILALA, NKOMBO, to give us an update of some of the meetings she has attended so far, how COP27 is going on for her organization WWF, as well as what WWF is expecting to achieve at the end of this conference. So join me as I speak with her. Before we came here, we were talking about anticipations, expectations for COP27. How is it going so far?
Well, so far so good. We believe that the countries or the parties here have recognized the need for them to deliver on their commitments, and a number of countries and foundations have been putting forward their financial commitments, particularly to deal with issues around adaptation. We're also very excited as WWF that the issue of loss and damage and the need to look at a financing facility to support those countries that are already paying upfront the cost of climate change is on the table. We hope the conclusion of this is going to see the billions of dollars that we need as Africa coming in to repair the damage that climate change has created, but also to put us on a path of a climate resilient future.
Now, President Hakainde Hichilema on Tuesday signed an MOU with the European Union for forest preservation. This should make you very happy.
We are extremely excited that partnership has been signed. As you know, Zambia has the highest rate of deforestation in Zambia, and so this is an opportunity for the government and all of us supporting them to look at the drivers of deforestation. What are they? And how do we use this partnership, this programming to reverse those, but still create economic opportunities out of forests? We believe as WWF that forests are critical natural capital for the country. Without forests, we don't have water. Without forests, we don't have good health. Without forests, actually, we don't have a big part of our economy. So it's a really exciting opportunity because we cannot lose the forest, we cannot lose our biodiversity. When we lose our forest, it means that we become much weaker in the fight against climate change.
You have attended quite a number of meetings. Would you like to shed more light?
Well, there are a number of meetings that I've indeed attended. So first of all, as you know, agriculture is a big subject here at the COP for two reasons. One, climate change has actually negatively impacted agriculture productivity, including our own country, where last year's harvest was significantly reduced because of droughts. So we've been part of the discussions in terms of how agriculture should be looked at in the COP27 negotiation. And from where we sit as WWF, we believe that the food systems approach should be looked at to try and understand the various contributions that the agriculture sector contributes to climate change, so that we can identify where reform actually needs to happen, and also we can protect the population from hunger in the future. If we do not transform our agriculture system today, we will have more hungry people tomorrow, and we've already seen that happening in different parts of the country.
Now let's understand the panel discussions that you've attended so far. I saw you on a panel by ZANACO. What was your area of focus?
So one of our objectives as WWF is to support the country to mobilize sustainable or green investments. So we've partnered with ZANACO and Kukula to create what is called a Green Outcomes Fund. The idea of this fund is to pull together resources to extend financial support to SMEs that are willing to go green, SMEs that are also willing to create green jobs. So as you know, ZANACO has already put forward an initial investment of $1 million. The fund is expected to be about 60 billion kwacha, and so our hope is that we can get more partners here. They can come on board and basically team up with us to create this fund, this much needed fund for SME, to help SMEs adapt to climate change.
You also had an engagement with a focus on us as a country, Zambia, try and get our way into being a part of the Congo Basin. Why is it important?
So as you know, a significant part of the Congo Basin is in Zambia. And so the Congo Basin provides global ecosystem services in the sense that it's one of the biggest carbon sinks in the world. So if we lose that, then our ability to bring the climate change under control, the rising temperatures under control, is also going to be curtailed. So countries that are part of the Congo Basin have come together to see how that area can be protected, that area can be conserved. And with the conservation of the area, a lot of benefits can come out of that, including looking at how we can develop carbon markets that will benefit our people and bring real incentives for looking after forests in a way that is transformative for their lives. As you also know that water is a big driver to economic development in any country. So looking after the Congo Basin is key for our energy security, is key for our food security and overall economic security of our region. So we're very excited that we are a part of that, because without our natural capital being in a good condition, without the ecosystems being in a good condition, we lose our ability to fight climate change.
The president spoke about the role the financial sector should play, the private sector should play in supporting SMEs. I know you touched on it, with finance accessibility and maybe making it flexible for them to access these monies in order to invest in green projects. He spoke to specific banks, and of course I believe he was speaking to all the banks in Zambia. What are your thoughts regards private participation in investments in climate? Because we always talk about finding our own solutions locally.
Certainly. So climate change or the climate risk doesn't just affect communities, it affects businesses, and it also affects the financial institutions that give them money and that give them capital. So it's for their own survival, it's their own sustainability if they factor in climate and support small and large businesses for them to adapt to climate change. I think that climate change also creates a new opportunity for banks to create products that will be more responsive to communities that are playing and enterprises that are playing a big role in terms of driving growth and also creating economic opportunities. So for me, I think we really have a great opportunity. I know that the banks can be risk averse when it comes to SMEs, but I think that the climate community is really coming together to see how this risk can be shared and can be shouldered upon. And I think when we're looking at how to make SMEs successful, it's not just a question of finance, it's a question of creating an ecosystem for success. And from our point of view as WWF, there are different elements we always put in this ecosystem for success. The first one is understanding the extent of their climate risk or the environmental risks to the various businesses in a particular landscape. With them, locally led solutions, identify the solutions or the adjustments that need to be made. And this is exactly what we've done with cane farmers in Magoya, the Kalea smallholder farmers. They've told us that they don't have enough water to produce their sugar. And with them, we've worked on a project for them to access funding to enable them to change their irrigation methods so that they don't require too much water for them to produce their cane and for them to be able to supply to Zambia's sugar. We believe that we were able to get to that stage because there was an element of capacity building as well. So we've committed ourselves as WWF to work with others, including banks, to invest in strengthening the capacity of SMEs so that they have less difficulties in meeting their requirements from financial institutions. The other part that we look at as WWF is that, well, even if an SME doesn't have capital, if it has market and it can fulfill the requirements of that market, then that market itself creates a basis for Zanaco, for ABSA, for Stanbic Bank to give them money. So again, as we're leaving the COP, the challenge for us as a country, the challenge for the financial sector is to support the creation of this ecosystem of success for the small businesses. And once we do that, we'll be able to compete favorably with other countries. Right now, individual actions are not achieving large-scale impact. And what Zambia needs, because of the extent of the threat on climate change, we really need collective action to really create the future of green opportunities.
It has been on the road to COP27, and indeed we are coming to you from COP27 right here in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. And we'll speak with you again soon on the road to COP27.